Hi, this is Jim again with another trip for the old Land Cruiser. This is our favourite little dog, little Rusty, sitting on top of the tree. And this is the last trip that I took into the Wonnangatta before it became a national park. The trip started out fairly normal. We came in the back way through Riley Creek, Riley Spur. This was the condition of the track that we came in on. And we got down the bottom of the hill and had a nice quiet camp, nice dry and quiet camp. Little we know what was going to come in front of us. We came up the Wonnangatta Valley, travelling in a westerly direction, and this is the old homestead site with the old work sheds, the workers' hut still there. This was burnt down in I think 2005. As you can see, in amongst the conifers, there's the kids that were with us on the trip. And as we walked around the inside of the hut, the outside of the hut first, and then around the inside of the hut, this is how the old hut on the Wonnangatta Station used to look. As you can see, the guys used to always leave firewood, used to clean up all the rubbish, put it away. Inside the hut was always fairly tidy. Many a night that I'd spent in that hut during the winter months, and howling blizzards had come through, and we've been up there, and we've stayed inside the hut for a couple of days until the blizzard's gone. Used to be a magic place to camp. All gone now, misfortunately, all gone. This is a plaque up at the old cemetery at the Wonnangatta Station. This was erected some years ago, and they just put this wooden fence all the way around the graves. Very interesting graves. If you do a bit of research, you'll find that the Wonnangatta murders are quite fascinating to read up about. And it's quite an interesting collection of graves. Yeah, four-wheel drive, and it's not just about racing up this track or that track. It's actually getting out and seeing a lot of our history and recording it on film and taking the memories back home and keeping the memories alive of these beautiful places. So we went off from the hut and camped down by the Wonnangatta River for the night. Had a beautiful barbecue and tea, beautiful sleep. But during the night it rained, and boy did it rain. And we found out the next morning how much it had rained. We had to use the turfer to pull us nearly 250 to 300 metres along the track coming up the bottom of the Zika Spur, and as you can see, the old troopy's well and truly stuck there. It was a considerable amount of work, and when we finally got through this section, we decided that this had taken about 3.5 to 4 hours, and we had decided at this stage, oh well, we'll just camp on the flat bit up here and then tackle the hill tomorrow morning. I don't know whether that was a good move or a bad move, but it rained a lot more the following day, the following night, and it began to snow in the morning. he said to me, "Oh, that's the hard bit over and done with. We'll have the easy bit tomorrow going up the hill." And I said, "Yeah, right." Here's Anne carrying the last meal for the condemned. They're about to face the mountain going up. Little do we know what it'll be like. And we pulled camp and we went up the hill. As we went up the hill, it got worse and worse and worse. And we passed another group of four-wheel drivers trying to get up the hill. They took the hard course. Naturally, I took the easiest route, and we got up to the top of the hill with quite a few breaks. Through the night, we joined up with another pair of guys in a four-wheel drive, and we had to work together to get ourselves up the hill. The further we got up the hill, the worse it got, the weather conditions. It was complete whiteout. You couldn't see anything. But we finally did make it to the top of the hill. Boy, what a night that was. This is Susan, about to go to bed, feeling very cold and tired. And it was cold and tired that night. Little Rusty was having a little cuddle. When we finally got to the top of the hill, we kept driving until we found a flat space to camp in the dark. This is Arbuckle Junction, and this is where we ended up camping for the night. I even missed the airport turn-off, which is just on the other side of the road. This is our camp in the morning, probably about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the morning the next day. And it took a considerable amount of time to do the bits of maintenance needed on both vehicles to get them back up to driving standard. We'd only managed to limp in at night, and it was a pure whiteout when we camped here. Poor old Rusty looked tired. He had no sleep the night before. Steve spent some time working on the vehicle to repair it, to get going. I can't remember now what he'd broken, radiator mounts or something. The old troopy had ripped out the fan and broke another couple of parts inside. It was a wild, wild night, and as you can see from the doors, it was wild, but good fun. That was the last trip into the Wonnangatta before it became part of the Alpine National Park, and we had a ball.